Welcome to BCB Live. Yes, we are that safest station in the nation.
All right, everybody, and welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive safe. Dave here with you on a Monday morning to talk a little bit about what's going on, not only in the world, but what's going on in transportation, especially what's going on in regards to you being safe. I am here today alone, running it, piling it, and making sure that we get the news out. Sir Rick is out in the field doing what he does, running around, making sure he directs traffic and gets all the people where they need to go. And I think he's meeting with an insurance company. So whatever the case is, we've got BCB Live coming to you right now for what it's worth. I will tell you that I wanted to let everybody know that, yes, there was some fighting going on. They have declared war in Israel and they have reclaimed territory. They declare a full siege of the Gaza Strip. 300,000 troops have been called up. And I think one of the reasons why I think I wanted to mention it today is there have been some loss of American lives in this fighting that's been going on this weekend, and also some Americans are missing. In response to that, the United States has moved the Gerald Ford into position off of the coast of Israel, and also an entire strike force there as well, just to position and as a show of force to make sure that we can give the support necessary if called upon to do so. I will tell you that as far as it seems right now, Israel has stabilized the region themselves and has also done much into arming themselves and getting themselves ready to prepare for whatever it is that they intend on taking. They have taken back most of the almost all of the territory that they've had. They do believe, however, there is still some radical groups and factions within the country itself outside the Gaza Strip. But as it stands right now, we are going to continue to watch this story as it develops, because it has been devastating to what's transpired thus far up to this point, with over 1,000 dead. So we have a lot to look at. I do know we will. I'll tell you what, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about trucking right after this message and what's going on in some pretty cool information being given out. We'll be right back after this message.
All right. Hey, check it out. Here we are live right here in Mansfield, Texas, our BCB Live studio. What I really love about this place right now are the endless opportunities, the endless ways that you can use this studio.
Hey, welcome back to the 2023 Pickle Parade.
BCB Live, we started out really focused on that transportation, that trucking only, talking about safety, making sure that we're giving that story about safety. We have the ability to do interviews, social media content, sales opportunities. What are you showcasing? What are you doing today that you've got to get that out?
All right, and we're back to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe. Dave here, coming to you right here from the studios in Mansfield, Texas. All right, so there was a study done recently on the truck driver study outlining distracted driving concerns in the United States. And it did, after reading and doing some of the information, it's pretty interesting, some of the information that was given out. The driver distraction alone is the primary contributing factor in approximately over a quarter of all crashes in the United States. That is genuinely, that right there alone speaks volumes to the problems that we have on distracted driving, how important it is that we stay focused when we've got our hands on the wheel and when we're going down the road. Just how much it means, that alone, because not seeing it, not aware of it, not have seen it, I never saw I never saw it. Those are some of the things that have been said, and all that means is that you were distracted from what you were doing. I'll tell you what, there were some very interesting things here. And I thought this was pretty funny, that talking and singing while behind the wheel was actually associated with a lower risk of being involved in a critical accident. So just singing along and doing something that in the back of your mind also allows you to remain focused on the road, just, going along singing one of your favorite songs. But what it does is it keeps your eyes forward. It keeps your mind going out there, and you are able to register and see what's going on. Really interesting that in all of itself. Handheld cell phone tasks were associated with an increased involvement in a safety critical event almost 3 to 4 times. Almost 3 to 4 times. We all know this. We talk about this a lot when it comes to that in regard. And here's a really interesting. Drowsy drivers were 2 to almost 4 times more likely to be involved in an at-fault safety critical event. Drowsiness. Look at this. Generally speaking, the first 2 years of driving a motor vehicle are riskier in terms of crashes and the rates of crashes. That doesn't surprise me at all. In fact, I personally think of all rookies as everybody that hasn't seen at least all the seasons twice. The reason I say that is because some seasons are milder than other seasons. You might have a very mild winter, but typically you don't go 2 winters without seeing some of the full force of a winter. You don't go 2 springs. You don't go 2 summers without seeing one of those super hot summers like we did this last year. Also, also assess rates of safety critical events over driving hours, noting that there is a huge difference between hours 1 and 2 and the rest of the day. What that means is that maybe you're not fully awake. You're actually in more of that drowsy state. We've talked about that here and how important it is that you get up, you be up, and you be alert when you get behind the wheel. Just jumping up and jumping behind the wheel, I don't care if you're in a car, I don't care if you're in a truck, and I don't care what you're doing out there on the road. Just jumping up and getting behind the wheel without going through a routine to make sure that you're awake and that you're good. And that's one of the reasons why I think the pre-trip and all of these things are really, if you do them well and you do them right, you will wake up. You will get that energy flowing and you will do it. Look, there is nothing wrong with taking a few minutes to get okay. And I'm not just talking about drinking a cup of coffee. I'm talking about getting the juices flowing. I'm talking about walking around. I'm talking about making yourself alert out there on the road. It's very interesting. And you know what? We've always thought that there is, but isn't that crazy that right here it says that the difference between hours 1 and 2 is huge and that there is no change in hours 3 to 10. There is no change in those hours in the difference, but 1 and 2 has a higher risk. And here's one of the things that I found really, really interesting that I did not know. In general, the studies found that the longer your medical examiner certificate length is, the less likely you are to be in a crash. That means if you have a 2-year health card, you are less likely to be involved in an accident if you have a 1-year health card, or if you have a 6-month health card, or if you have a 3-month health card. Now, we talk about safety and health, and we had Dr. Manera on here, and we talked about how important it is to be healthy behind the wheel because you can stay better focused. Because I'll tell you, one of the things that can be distracting is pain. If you're in pain or if you're having an issue, or if it's a back pain or a neck pain or a foot pain or a toothache, you can be incredibly distracted from what you need to be doing and focusing on the road. It's very interesting to see this study that shows that the longer your health card is good for, the more likely you are, the less likely you're going to be involved in an accident. So it is very important that you stay healthy. It's very important that you maintain your health. It's very important because those can be distractions. Those can lead to things you don't want to. I'm telling you, if it hurts to turn your neck, you're less likely going to turn your neck and look around for stuff. If you are hurting, if your back is hurting, you're not going to be as comfortable. You're going to be shifting in the seat a lot and be somewhat distracted and not paying attention to what's going on in the mirrors. I'm telling you, all of this makes sense as if you think about it. And it's very interesting what this study is showing each and every one of us out here on the road and how important it is that we continue to focus not only while we're driving, but when we're not driving, how important our health is. You know, Dr. Manera was talking about how some of the chronic diseases affect truck drivers and that truck drivers' health deteriorates over a length of time if we allow it to happen. You have every way, means, and necessary to make it happen for you. But I'm telling you, you are less likely to be involved in an accident if you are healthier. That's what this says. There's no doubt in my mind that the underlying meaning of all this is that if you're awake, and you pay attention and you put the cell phone down and you're healthier, you've got a much better chance of being safer out there on the road. That's what this is saying. That's this whole study in a nutshell. And by the way, more than a quarter of all crashes are the reasons for this, distracted driving. And you got to say to yourself, hey, I don't want to be in that number. Hey, I want to be in the good number. Hey, I want to be in the 2-year deal. Hey, what do I got to do to get there? What can I do to change my health? What can I do to change this? Hey, what do I need to do to be awake? What do I need to do to be cautious? What do I need to do to be alert? And hey, maybe it is time to get the musicals out and sing as you drive down the road. That's all right. Hey, also, there was during the Safe Driving Week, Operation Safe Driver Week, the number one infraction was driving too fast. The number one reason why people are involved in an automobile accident is speed. The number one infraction out there was driving too fast. So, hey, slow down, everybody. Make it your day. Make it reasonable. Understand that you got to slow down. Pay attention to what's going on. You can't be in a hurry. What happens when you're in a hurry? You make allowances for things you wouldn't normally do. Being in a hurry changes your mindset. It changes the way you think. Being in a hurry creates that okayness to do something you wouldn't normally be okay to do. So let me just tell you for an example, and maybe you can understand what I'm saying. If I'm in a hurry in the hallway with a clipboard, and I'm walking fast and I'm in a hurry and somebody says hi to me, I may think it's okay not to say hi back, but normally I would always say hi. But I'm in a hurry. Remember, you cut out some of the courtesy. In fact, you cut out some of the reasons why you do things when you do that. Hey, I want to show you this video real quick that I pulled down from the internet. And before we get any further, and this is not distracted driving. This is, yes, get it? I like showing these videos because I always want to remind you what's going on. That, my friends, is a train whipping up on a truck again because it was on its track. That is a train whipping up on a truck. I'll show it one more time. The truck that's stuck up on the track right here. Here we go. I'll see if I can't play it. Let's see. Hang on one more time. Everything's being funny this morning. All right, here we go. There's that. Here we go. It's kind of got to be in order. All right, one more time. Okay. Well, there it goes. There it is, stuck on the track. Get out of the way. Train can't stop. There are two things to learn here. Number one, they said that no one called the number located right there at the train track. No one called the number to let them know they were stuck on the track. If you are stuck on a track, clear the track, walk over, get the number off of the box there, and it'll tell you where you are. It'll give a box number. You can call the railroad immediately. They will answer right away. You tell them you were stuck on the track, and you can maybe get the train to slow down and stop before this happens. But be cautious, be careful, and be aware of what's going out there on the railroad. All right, let's talk a little bit about the weather before we get out of here today. Look at this, really nice across the country today as we continue through the day. This is the entire day of Monday. Look, it is going to be nice, beautiful, and it is going to be great on most of the day as we see it here in the United States. Pretty cool stuff going on. I will tell you, it is going to be just a tad bit warmer, but it's not too bad. 86 in Dallas. Wow, look at that. Look, you got 97 in Phoenix. It's below 100. You got 80 in Jackson, 75 in Atlanta, and it just gets cooler as you go north. What a great and beautiful day we've got going on out there for everybody. Make sure you're aware it is a good trucking on Columbus Day. Make sure that you enjoy the day. Make sure that you do what you have to do. Enjoy it. Have fun. And whatever it is you do, make sure that you drive safe, just like Drive Safe Dave. All right, everybody, have a great, wonderful day right here on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.